In this video, we'll guide you through configuring Postgres for use with budget, payroll, and AB report. By default, Postgres does not allow connections from other computers, so the steps in this video are only necessary if multiple users need to access budget, payroll, and AB report, or if Postgres is installed on a server. If budget, payroll, and AB report are only used by one person and you installed Postgres on their computer, you do not need to complete the steps in this video. You can skip ahead to the video on setting up user accounts. However, if multiple users need access to the programs, or you're setting Postgres up on a server, you need to complete the steps in this video. Now, we're going to update the database settings to allow other devices to connect to the database. So let's begin. Before you update the settings for Postgres, you need to know the specific IP addresses of the computers that will connect to the database. If you don't know what IP addresses your workstations use, go to the workstation, click the Windows Start button, enter command prompt in the search box to locate the command prompt application. Open the command prompt application. When the command prompt application opens, you can type ipconfig and then press enter. This command will give you information about the IP address on your workstation. Please note that your IP addresses will be different than mine. Make a note of your default gateway IP address and then close the command prompt. Now that you have the IP address, we can update the configuration file. Using File Explorer, we need to navigate to the Postgres data folder. Start by opening File Explorer. After File Explorer opens, click on your hard drive. Typically, this is C. In the list of folders, locate the Program Files folder. Then, in this list of folders, you need to find the Postgres folder and open it. The next folder is the version number of Postgres that you installed. Go ahead and open the folder. Finally, locate the data folder and open it. In this list of files, we're looking for a file called pg_hba.conf. When you find the file, right-click and select Edit in Notepad. Now, you need to scroll all the way to the bottom of the file. Before we continue, let me briefly explain what we're looking at. This is a list of rules that determine a couple of things: the type of connections that are allowed to access Postgres, what databases the users are allowed to access, what users the rules apply to, and most importantly, the IP addresses that Postgres will allow to connect to the database. And finally, there's a password authentication method. What we need to do is add a new rule for the workstations that are going to be accessing budget, payroll, and AB report. Here's what you need to do. Start by adding a new line underneath the section that says IPv4 local connections. First, you need to type the word host to let Postgres know that we're expecting connections from other computers. Press the Tab key, then type the word all to allow access to all databases, in our case, payroll and budget. Press the Tab key twice, and then type the word all to tell Postgres that we want this rule to apply to every user. Press the Tab key twice, and then type in the IP address that you located using the ipconfig command. At the end of the IP address, add /24. This tells Postgres to allow a range of IP addresses instead of just a single IP address. This is important so that you don't have to add a rule for every single computer that's on your network. Press the Tab key twice again, and now we need to enter an authentication method. We're going to use the default, Scram SHA 256. Now you need to save the file. You can either press Ctrl S or go up to File and Save. Finally, we need to restart the database so that these new rules go into effect. You can do this by going to the Start menu and searching for Services. Open the Services Manager application. When the Services Manager application opens, you need to scroll down until you find Postgres. The list should be in alphabetical order. When you find Postgres, you need to restart the service. You can do this by clicking Restart on the left side of the screen, or you can right-click and select Restart. Windows will take a few seconds to restart Postgres. And that's it. You've successfully configured Postgres for remote connections by editing the configuration file. The next video will guide you through configuring the Windows firewall for use with Postgres and I2M. See you there, and thanks for watching.